Have you ever been so alone that you start to hear things that aren't there? Maybe you even see things that aren't real. Well, that's nothing compared to Sam's experience in 2009's sci-fi psychological drama Moon. Spoiler alert, while I may give you my opinion on the film, that's no substitute for experiencing it for yourself. Link to the movie will be in the description. We open up to an advertisement for Lunar Industries, which is a company that harnesses the power of helium from the moon and sends it back to Earth to supply clean, efficient energy. Why do I feel like so many disasters in movies are started by companies saying they have a new, better energy source? Like every single one of them just sees the energy and doesn't think about all of the repercussions. We open up on Sam, who is working out alone and in desperate need of a haircut. That looks amazing. One person alone for 3 years? I go crazy when I'm solitary for a few days. I feel like that's a big red flag for the energy company. How do you expect someone to hold up mentally for that long?
3 years is a long haul.
See, we just started and he already agrees with me. As Sam proceeds to do his duties of maintaining and collecting from the mining technology, everything seems to be running smoothly. We also get to meet Gertie, who is Sam's technological assistant and companion in this venture. 3 years stuck with that thing. I'd have lost my mind in the first month. After a quick haircut, thank goodness, a pleasant conversation with Gertie, and working on his model town, Sam receives a message from his wife and daughter. I'm not sure if the videos from home would make things better or worse after so much time, but it's nice that he can talk to them, kind of. And here are the hallucinations. We all knew they'd come sooner or later, and if that's the worst of them, then he's doing pretty good considering 3 years of this. After a good night's sleep and a refreshing breakfast, Gertie reminds Sam that he only has 2 weeks left in his contract before he's sent back home. Sam thanks Gertie and continues back to work. So is this a new thing? He made it almost completely through his 3 years only to start losing his mind with 2 weeks left. One of the drilling vehicles needs Sam to collect the energy from it, so he suits up and makes his way to the vehicle. As he approaches the mining vehicle, he starts to see a figure out in front of him and it causes him to wreck into the mining vehicle. Okay, hold on. How did we get back to the base? Something doesn't line up here. Can Gertie even leave the base? Gertie comes to Sam's side to explain that he's been in an accident and he wants to keep him there for observation for a few days. Sam agrees and ends up going back to sleep. When he comes to, he hears Gertie talking to new voices and he stumbles out to where he hears the voices.
I was recording a video message for Central.
No, technology that will lie to you? I don't care if that's been his best friend for almost 3 years. It's time to keep an eye on Gertie, and that smiley face just makes him even creepier in that situation. After he's had some time to rest, Sam is back on his feet and ready to go back to work. When he notices that one of the harvesters is down, he asks Gertie to send a message to headquarters, who in turn responds by telling Gertie to not let him outside to investigate or go back to work. So in order to get back outside, Sam sabotages the base and tricks Gertie into letting him go back outside under false pretenses. Honestly, I'd probably do the same thing. This AI is actively lying to him. It's time to find out what's going on. As he ventures outside, he takes the rover to the crash site from earlier, and when he goes inside the crash rover, he makes an amazing discovery. What? I honestly didn't see that coming with the way they handled it, but that would kind of explain how he made it to the infirmary. He never left. Who is this imposter? He seems kinda sus.
Hello, Sam. How are you feeling?
Now he's waking up in the infirmary like we originally thought had happened. Hopefully there's some explaining done soon. I wouldn't trust anything Gertie says at this point though. As old Sam asks Gertie what happened, Gertie answers with the same premise he gave the new Sam. And once old Sam sees new Sam, he asks if he's real. Once again, Gertie avoids the question and recommends that he gets some rest. Now that he's up there, wait, are these messages from his wife all pre-recorded? After old Sam tries to talk to new Sam to find out what he knows, new Sam mentions that it's a bit odd to talk to a clone of yourself.
I'm not a clone.
The good old I'm not a clone, you are. Thankfully that doesn't go back and forth for another 5 minutes. They're handling this extremely well. After old Sam tries to open up to new Sam, the two of them end up spending some quality time together. Honestly, old Sam has literally been alone for 3 years. Even if new Sam is his clone, I'd imagine he's just happy for some human interaction. After some time together, a message from headquarters is received and both Sams go to watch it. Headquarters announces that they'll be sending a rescue team to fix the harvester that is offline. Headquarters still doesn't know that Old Sam has been retrieved from the crash, but Old Sam still thinks that he's gonna get to go home soon once his contract's up. Of course, New Sam tries to question whether he really believes he'll get to go home, and he asks whether or not he thinks Original Sam is with their wife back on Earth.
I'm the original Sam!
Here we go again. Just go get Gertie and make him explain everything. I love how quickly New Sam was able to come to terms with everything. Like he just walks around like, yep, I'm a clone, so what?
Are you hungry?
If we didn't already witness Gertie lying, I'd seriously wonder what good he's really for. He obviously knows way more, but this is just the worst lying I've ever seen. After the two Sams have a moment to really think about their predicament, Old Sam goes back to his model while New Sam thinks there's a secret room of Sam clones somewhere on the base. While he's searching, he comes to search under the model that Old Sam has been working on, but Old Sam doesn't want him to destroy the model. After the two of them have a tussle, Old Sam starts bleeding profusely from his nose. Later, Old Sam has a sit-down talk with Gertie where he asks a familiar question.
Am I really a clone?
They are memory implants, Sam. Uploaded.
Oh damn, I never expected him to just coldly explain it without easing him into it, and his monotone voice just makes the delivery even more heartless.
I am very sorry.
That doesn't help at all, Gertie. Old Sam returns to the common area where New Sam tries to apologize for losing his temper earlier. He tries to explain something about the situation, but Old Sam isn't listening.
Can you turn that off?
Oh no, I thought he was way off his rocker before, but I guess that's what happens when you find out you've got nothing real to lose anymore. New Sam is finally able to get across to Old Sam that there might be a signal jammer on the moon with them, and the two of them take rovers out to find the source of the jam. As they venture outside of the work perimeter, they both come across structures that the computer system recognizes.
I think I see something too.
You mean to tell me if they had just gone a little further out, they would have seen these things this whole time? They didn't even try to hide them, they just stuck them on the other side of a little moonhill. It might have been better to just put him out of his misery back when they brought him to the infirmary. Once Old Sam makes his way back to base, he continues to worsen in his symptoms, and he goes to the computer to try and find out more. He ends up coming across logs from previous Sams that were employed at the same base. Each of them was put into a cryobed at the end of their 3 years, and Old Sam goes to investigate the room. Once there, Old Sam uncovers a secret panel in the floor. He waits until New Sam arrives, then they both delve down the ladder. It's here that they discover where the clone bodies are kept.
Jesus Christ, there's so many of them.
Have they gone through that many, or are they still fresh ones? I would have woken up every single one of them if they were fresh. Welcome to the moon. Population 300 me's. In a last chance attempt to salvage some of what he's lost in the last few hours, Old Sam goes outside of the jammers so he can make a call back to Earth. He calls the Bell residence and his daughter Eve answers. When he asks to speak to his wife, Tess, he gets some terrible news.
I'm sorry, she passed away some years ago.
These Sam clones just can't catch a break. At least the Old Sam can. He spent almost 3 years with these memories flooding through him and the hope of going back to his family after his time was up. This is depressing. When Eve gets a little creeped out, she calls for the original Sam, and the Old Sam clone hangs up quickly.
I want to go home.
If only he had a home to go to. Once Old Sam returns to base, he runs into New Sam, who's trying to learn how to whittle the figures for the town model. Old Sam comes to the realization that when the rescue crew arrives shortly, they'll kill both of them if they see that they're both alive at the same time. And in that instance, Old Sam starts to fade even further. Can we please put Old Sam out of his misery? There's no more mysteries to solve, he's just suffering now. After New Sam takes Old Sam to bed, he comes back out and plays back the transmission of Old Sam's phone call. And when he hears the news about Tess, he realizes that finding out about Tess is why Old Sam is so scared. Oh god, why did they have to give the clones memories? Why couldn't they just make them a blank slate or make them think that they're single people this whole time? They literally could have created their world for them without any attachments. Giving them a real family to miss isn't really gonna help anything. That's just cruel. After having an epiphany, New Sam tries to talk Gertie into waking up another clone.
Do you want me and the other Sam to be killed?
Wake them all up, make your own army. Those lyrics definitely hit differently now that we know everything. When he walks around the station, he notices that New Sam has brought out another clone to be the dummy for the crash site. That way, the retrieval team will think they took the Old Sam. Then he explains that Old Sam is getting sent back in one of the Helium-3 shuttles.
I'm going home.
He really thought it all out, didn't he? As more time elapses, so does Old Sam's ability to function.
I'm not going back.
I don't think he'd survive the trip anyways, look at him. Old Sam makes the decision to have new Sam go back to Earth in his stead. As a result of this decision, the two Sams travel back to the crash site and they put old Sam back into the rover where he was originally found. Leaving your own body to die has to be one of the trippiest and hardest things to do, literally just to watch yourself be left for dead technically. Once new Sam gets back to the base, he frantically starts preparing to depart in the helium shuttle, but Gertie mentions that his memory banks are full of incriminating evidence of what he is about to do. What does Gertie do?
You could erase my memory banks.
I'm so sorry I ever doubted Gertie. Remember when I said we couldn't trust him? I take it all back now. Everyone needs a Gertie. Before Sam sets off from the base, he puts in the coordinates for the jamming tower so that one of the remaining harvesters will run it down eventually. At least he had some peace of mind during his last moments. Yes, down with the corporation. I think this is the first time in a while that a character's plan has worked out to the T.
6, the clone of Sam Bell, has been giving evidence at CEA's Board of Directors meeting.
Hell yeah, this worked out perfectly. This is about as well as this story could have turned out. Unbelievable. For a film that revolves around one singular character essentially talking to himself, this is phenomenal. Sam Rockwell gives an amazing performance and is absolutely believable every step of the way. This was an absolute delight, and I wouldn't be surprised if something like this was an issue to address in the near future. Thanks for watching the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Leave a comment on what you'd like me to watch next, and I'll see you in the next video.